Let's see if this is working here. All right, can you guys see me out there? Hey, there you go. What's happening, guys? All right, so this is my first ever attempt at doing a live stream. I wasn't reading your comments, and I'm getting them now. So I will try to answer any questions, whatever you guys want to talk about, best I can keep up. So, uh, what's up, everybody? Transformers, Chalix, Gaming, Pokemon, Toyrus, Jaden, Aqua, Matt, Avery, Calm Football, Mariah, Brandon, Trajan. All right, so like if I have, just keep reading these, I'm not gonna be able to keep up. So, all right, it's working. Okay, so Morocco wants to know, when did I become a 12? Well, it's funny. The term becoming a 12 didn't really become fashionable until the more recent times. But I think when they retired the 12-man flag, that was back in 1984. But I've been a Seahawks fan since, I want to say, not since the very, very beginning, but about 1979 was when I started following the Seahawks. And I watched them on TV. Didn't really go to any games until the 80s. I went to a couple. And I actually played a Little League football game in the Kingdom on the day the Seahawks played the Giants. So that was probably one of the most momentous times when I got to actually be on the field and scored a touchdown in that game. So that was pretty cool. But I've been a Seahawks fan pretty much since then, and became a season ticket holder in 1996. And since Kingdom, the Huskies, and then the new stadium. So that's kind of where it all began for me. Gaming 1705, what's up? Emmanuel, Ket, Jaden, Marshawn Lynch. I see you, man. Beast Mode, Rice Man, Keep Digging, Infused Shadow, Transformers 1436, Aqua Serpent, Andrew Yang Fishing. Niners? Say what? No, I welcome all you guys here. Seahawks fans and then some. All right. Gonna try to keep catching up to these questions. You got a lot here. Delta Squad says, I'm planning to join the Marines. Well, good luck. Thanks for doing what you do. That's a big sacrifice, man. We appreciate it. Mariah says, Norm, I'm a Cardinals fan, but I like your channel. On that note, do you think Larry Fitzgerald will retire this year, and what are your thoughts on his career? Hmm. Um, I think there's a good chance he might retire this year. The window of the Cardinals was there to win a Super Bowl, and I knew that that window was starting to close fast in recent years, especially with Carson Palmer's window closing, and this year kind of has not been so good for you guys. So um, I don't know if he's going to go any further. Kind of depends. I think he goes as Carson goes. So if Carson's here, he might stick around. But I think once he calls it quits, so will Fitzgerald. Jody Thiem, what's up? Zach Gilliam, if you're a Seahawks fan, stay 12. 12, baby. uh, Tyler Bokuku says, wants to know, am I coming back to Mountain View Middle School? uh, yeah, actually, I'm hoping to come back there again. I know you guys have been, a lot of you have been asking, when am I going to make the music video? I am going to. I promise. It's going to be before the season is up. It's a work in progress, but I will get it done. But I would like to come back if you guys will have me. And yeah, I had a blast. So I would love to see you guys again. Seattle Seahawks bro from New York. Thanks for tuning in. What was my first game? Caleb, I don't know if it's Christ or Christ, wants to know what was my first game. I think it was actually that game where I played at the Kingdom, 1980, and again with Seahawks versus Giants. And again, we didn't have a lot of extra money to go to games back then, so the fact that we got to play in the game meant we got to sit and watch the game from the sidelines. So that was a memorable moment for me. So that was my first game experience I had. Jody Thiem watched all my videos. I appreciate that. Brandon Condish wants to know, what's your thoughts of the game, and do you think the Seahawks will turn around this weekend? If you want my extended answer on that, I did make a video posted earlier today about that very question. But to summarize, I think the bottom line is, I think Tampa Bay is a lot better than anybody gives them credit for. They've got a pretty badass defense, and I think Seattle might have overlooked them going into this game, and they just seemed like that Tampa Bay wanted it more. They were just seemed to be a step faster, held their blocks a step longer, rushed a little bit harder, and Seattle just seemed to be, just not emotionally as prepared, didn't execute as well as they normally do. And that pass rush got to us and caused, I think, Russell to kind of hear footsteps and rush throws, which is why he was so inaccurate. But I think they will bounce back. They have to against the Panthers this weekend, and we're going to make sure that they bounce back by making some serious noise Sunday night. Would you ever bring your girls to a Seahawks game? I've actually brought my oldest daughter Sophie to a game. That was back in 2007, I want to say, or 2008. It was the wild card game against the Redskins when they were. I think it was the year Sean Taylor was murdered. Anyway, it was that playoff game, and I did bring it to the game. She didn't watch it at all. She was just running around. So, yeah, I don't know. The girls still don't have that big of an interest in going to a game, so we'll see if they can turn it around. I will take them eventually, but we'll see. It's a long uphill battle. Norb, do you think we're going to make it to the Super Bowl this year? I'm counting on it. I said in my prediction video that the Seahawks are going 51 down in Houston. I said in my video, and I still count. I still believe we will. Um, Obviously, we got a lot of games left, and Dallas is lying way there in the wings, and the number one seed. But I think Dallas has a loss coming here. Obviously, we would need them to have three in order for us to catch them, but um, it could be at the hands of the Seahawks in the NFC Championship. So we'll see. But I do believe that we are going to make it. We're going to get it together and finish strong. Did I like any other teams before? I will actually admit that I did like the Dallas Cowboys for a spell, and that was during the Roger Staubach, Danny White era in the late '70s, and it was during the Super Bowl, Pittsburgh Steelers against the Dallas Cowboys. I remember rooting for the Cowboys in that one. That was that when Stallworth made the catch, and it was Rocky Blyer and Franco Harris and Terry Bradshaw and all that. So I did like them for a while, and what I liked about them is I remember they were one of the only teams that did shotgun formation at the time, and they did this cool thing then where the offensive line would, before they would set, they would go stand up and then they go down. And I thought that was the coolest thing because no team did that. So there you go. Um, let's see here. What do we got? What do we got? What time is it in Seattle? It is 5:30 in Seattle. Panthers will beat the Seahawks, says Brian Ramirez. Well, we'll see about that. Who is my favorite Seahawk? AJ Malenga wants to know. Um, I love Russell. What's not to like about Russell Wilson? But on defense, that's an easy answer. But on defense, Cam Chancellor. Love that guy. To me, he's totally embodies what a football player is all about: attitude, physicality, size, intimidation, and the guy can and just lay people out. So Cam Chancellor's my guy. And as I said in the video, in my looking back at the game video, what was up with Cam Chancellor having no visor? That's partially why I think we lost that game. He had no visor. Uh, Legion of Boom. Let's see. Seahawks fan from Texas. Infused Shadow wants to know about the music video. I think you're talking about the one I was just mentioning. Um, let's see here. Do I think the Panthers will make the playoffs? Seahawks bro. No, I don't. I don't think so. Especially after we get done with them this weekend. That will be the nail in the coffin. Angry Bird already said what I thought about the Bucks game, so I'm going to kind of move on from that one unless it's something different about the game. Marshawn Lynch said something. Where are we here? It's hard to go through all these comments here. Let me get through here. Sorry, guys. It's like hard to keep this in here. Jeez, there's a lot of you guys out there. Thanks for jumping on here. T. Colin Dartis Vlogs. There's your shout out, my friend. Okay, I'm going back. Wow, there's a lot of comments. I'm way behind. Sorry, guys. Way behind here. Okay. Um, do you think my Vikings still have a chance at the playoffs? Keep digging wants to know. Ooh, you guys are hanging in there, but you guys are kind of on the wrong direction momentum wise. You guys got to turn it around. But unfortunately, I've seen enough of shoot, what's the quarterback? Um, I'm blanking. You know what I'm talking about. Former Rams. Anyway, you know what I mean. I've seen enough of him to not have faith in the guy. And I said from the moment they had him, I said, well, he may start out, but he's not going to be able to finish this season on a positive note. So yeah, so I'm not so confident in how the Vikings might finish, but you might get AP back, so that might change things. What do I think of our offensive lines? The BZ wants to know. Well, it is what it is. And I think having Justin Britt back in there will make a big difference. You know, we got a lot of rookies, and it's hard to have a bunch of rookies in there. A rookie center, rookie right guard, a rookie left tackle. I mean, that's all in one game. I'm not surprised that our line got overwhelmed, but they will get better. And George Fant, left tackle, I think will get better over time. So it's just a matter of they just need more time to gel. Thomas Rawls, all those guys just need more time to get into a rhythm. I mean, look at the Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott with that line has been together this whole season, and they were already a good line to begin with. But you give them all that kind of time, there's a lot of chemistry that goes there. Ours is like a revolving door, changing players, so it's constantly a work in progress. But we'll get better. I'm convinced. Crystal Mitchell, Mitchell Norlands, nice to have met you there too. Um, Chase Bandit for what's up? Kit Cam Beard, Hans Kaduri Hawks. Uh, Mr. Butter wants to know, do I have a season pass to Seahawks games? Yes, I am a season ticket holder. Been going regularly since 1996 in the Kingdom. Infused Shadow, Norb, I think you're ignoring me. Where is the music video? Are you talking about the video for Mountain View? Is that what we're talking about? I did say earlier that it is going to get done, and I'm not ignoring you guys or you personally. It is in the works. It's just been, it's always a challenge to get these things done, but it will get done, I promise you. All right, just hang in there. How many games have I been to? Jeez. I can't count how many. I mean, it's basically 10 a season, not including playoffs, so I don't know, 100 something games. Caleb Christ wants to know, do you think that Beast Mode would have been better than Thomas Rawls if he still played? Um, I think Beast Mode, if he had stayed healthy, if he were with us and was healthy from the start to finish, yeah, I think he would. It still had gas in the tank, but he's done. So no point in talking about what coulda, shoulda. But yeah, I do miss Beast Mode. The guy was such a beast, the way he ran. Michael Thompson, shout out. Rainy Days 313, want to know favorite Hawks player. I did say that. Russell Wilson and Cam Chancellor. See you later, Potato Churner. Uh, Isaac Maldonado, Tony or Dak? Are you talking about? Are you asking me a question? Romo or Dak? Got to go to Dak. The guy can play. Guy can play. Are you going to Bourne STEM School? I'm not sure what that question is. Sean Pikachu, hey Nor, why do you think Arizona is losing? That's a really good question. I'm not sure exactly what Arizona's problem is. I think Carson Palmer has not been, it never has been quite on this season. Whereas then the team kind of goes as Palmer goes. If he and the receivers aren't clicking, then we've seen Arizona fold when Carson Palmer isn't healthy or where he's not playing well. So that's kind of I think where it all starts. Can you give my son a shout out? His name is Brandon. All right, Crystal Mitchell. Brandon, what's up? Shout out to you, my friend. Matt Wilson, Dak Prescott is the GOAT. Well, he is very good. I'm not ready to crown him that yet. Um, Noah Vlogs 12. Who is your second favorite NFL team? I don't have a second favorite NFL team. I root for whoever will help the Seahawks. Okay, so that is who I root for. If it's not the Seahawks, no, there's no second place. There is only one. Chris Cook, Would you ever do a contest to take a fan to a Hawks game who has never been to one? We actually did. We did a preseason game last year and took two guys in a contest to a game last year. So we'll probably do one again. I will probably do one again. That's a good idea. I need to see if I can make that happen. Thank you for reminding me about that. Anthony D wants to know: am I planning to write a book about my life as a 12? Oh, interesting. Um, Never really thought yet about writing a book. I'm just all about making videos, so I just continue to want to, make videos, and I have other video plans in mind besides, what I do for the channel here. So, um, you know, I think eventually someday, but right now it's all about making videos. Brian Corona, Seahawks fan all the way in Mexico. Thank you for watching. I'm not human games. Can you dab? I'm not gonna dab. That's Cam's thing. I'm not gonna imitate him. Good. Lois Studios, favorite Seahawk. I've answered this already. Russell Wilson, Cam Chancellor, and back in the day, Kenny Easley. For those of you who remember back then. Marshall Lynch, who do you think performed the worst last week? Wow, oh, that's a good question. I'd have to probably looking at the line. I'd probably have to say Jermaine Ifedi had a rough day. It had a rough day, but I blame some of that because of the fact that our center was not in there. The center and the guard, they kind of work in tandem, so I think they share the blame there. Norb, who will be in the Super Bowl with us? Hard to rule out the Patriots, but yes, in my heart, I would love to see a Seahawk Raiders matchup. Because my best friend from kindergarten is a diehard Raider fan, and I think the Raiders, got hosed 15 years ago with the Tuck Rule game, and we used to love the rivalries between the Seahawks and the Raiders back in the day in the AFC West. So I'd love to see that renewed again. So that would be a fun game. Plus, there's a lot of ex-Seahawks on the Raider team. Norm, do you play fantasy football? Bricio Reyes wants to know. I do not because I'm not interested, but because I know that how much time and commitment it would take, and I just don't have the time between trying to manage my life, kids, and all that, and work, and do this YouTube channel. I do not have extra time, and it would drive me crazy trying to do that and not be able to keep up. So I just stay away from it, knowing that I would get hooked and addicted. Maybe someday when I have a little bit more time. Russell Hustles 3, go Hawks. Seahawks on the rise 135. Do you expect any more losses? Well, in my prediction video, I had predicted a loss in Green Bay, but Green Bay's different than I thought they would be this year, and I think we can win in Lambeau this year. So no, I'm going to say no. We're going to win out. To Colin Dardy's Vlogs. I think I did a shout out for you, didn't I, pal? Seattle Seahawks, do you think the Panthers have a shot for the playoffs? I think I said no on that already. Devin Petronak, hey, do you like the Giants? To be honest, I am not a big fan of Eli Manning. Never had been. There's something about just the look on his face bugs me. It's just, I don't know what it is. Plus that stunt he pulled when he got drafted, not wanting to go to the Chargers, and then kind of pouted about it. I never got off on the right foot with him. So can't say it. I love your stadium though. I love MetLife Stadium. So I'll leave it at that. Beast Mode 24, 24, 22. I saw you at the Seahawks training camp. I did not want to bother you. Oh, next time bother me. I don't mind. Come say hi. Trevor, let's see. Do you think Marshall will come out of retirement? I do not. I think he's done. Should we get a new offensive coordinator? CJXVXII. I'm not one to say fire Bevel because we had one bad game. I'll let you know how this season plays out. I'm not ready to fire him yet, but my patience has definitely been tested over the years. The Crazite, with the Bucks beating the Seahawks and everything else that happened with the changes in rankings for the other teams, what are your predictions for the playoff matchups now? Oh wow. I don't want to get into a whole kind of the entire scope of the playoff, which team's going to end up where, but as far as the Seahawks are concerned, we will win the NFC West. I'm confident we will hold on to the number 2 seed, which means that we're going to likely play the Atlanta Falcons or the Lions, or it could be one of the wild cards, the Giants, or could be Tampa Bay again. I think I smell a rematch with Atlanta, and I know my buddy David over at Sports Live in the ATL would love to see that happen. So maybe that's what happens. I could very well see that happening. Let's see. When will you turn into a unicorn, Ketcam? Let's see. What is the chance of the Browns winning a game? Avery Kwan wants to know. I think it's hard to go without winning a game. I think they're going to get one. I don't know who they're going to get it against, but they got to get one game. I think they'll get one. Let's see. Kailoa Studios, you're my number one fan. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Um, Delvin Donnelly, what gear do you use for your selfie footage? If you're talking about during the games, I take in with me a Nikon D810 digital SLR camera because technically camcorders are prohibited in the stadium, and I don't want to risk losing a camera. And I've seen somebody get their camera taken away, so don't want that to happen to me. So, yeah, it's a Nikon. It's heavy, big heavy thing, but just gotta tough it out. Let's see. Dangerous wants to know, have you ever met Russell Wilson? I have not met Russell Wilson yet. Oh, I take that back. I take that back. I did meet Russell Wilson. It was during training camp with Mama Blue, and we got to meet a whole bunch of Seahawks players. You can see the video. It's back in September, early September, I think, or late August. And yeah, went with Mama Blue on the field and met a whole bunch of players. It was awesome. We just followed her lead, and they can't say no to her. So that was a lot of fun. Uh, Romo the Great, nice name by the way. Who would you say has the best shot at winning the AFC this year? Which AFC makes the Super Bowl? I think I said that already. I think it's going to be either the Patriots or the Raiders. Kento Ito, any more Rivals videos planned? Yes, I do. I have one. I'm hoping to get done for the Panthers in time for the Blue Friday this week for the Panthers game, but time is ticking. So I hope to get one in the can by Friday. Keep my fingers crossed. A lot of work to do. Um, Game challenge. Who will be in the Super Bowl with us? I think I already went over that one. Raiders or Patriots. Michaela Jones, you think not having Earl Thomas this Sunday hurt our chances of winning? Oh, absolutely. Earl Thomas is a one of a kind player who covers so much ground with his speed and his intensity, and so it's hard to replace a guy like that. So not having him definitely hurts us, but it's not necessarily the only the key, the reason why we're not going to win or lose. Chase Bandit 4, what's up? Brian Corona, how many Super Bowls do you think Wilson will win? Let's see. We've won one already. I think in his career, I'm going to say he's going to win at least 5 Super Bowls. Hopefully more. More than Brady. How about we put it that way? Aaron plays games. Will the Seahawks tie affect the rest of the season and in the playoffs? It depends. It depends on where the rest of the teams land at. If we end up, right now we're a tie ahead of the Lions and the Falcons. So if we fall on the short side of that, it'll be by that difference. So we just got to stay that much ahead of them. It's going to be close though. Zippy Z, what do you make of our offensive line? And like I said, we're kind of stuck with them. But I think they'll be better when Justin Britt comes back. And George Fant on the left tackle will get better. He's a good athlete. He's just hasn't played since middle school or something. So he's got a lot to learn. Uh, IB Dave Jones, what do you think of the return of Pope? I assume you're talking about Troymaine Pope. Um, I liked his return, and it's just too bad that he got a high ankle sprain 2 or 3 plays into that Bills game where he got hurt. So we could use him right about now because we are really thin at running back. Daniel Kirk, Seahawks fan from Alaska. In not human games, I like Doug Baldwin. I also like Richard Sherman. Yes, Stanford grads right there. Jamon Adventure. Whoa, 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 whoa. Suddenly, all kinds of comments flying through here. Where am I here? All right, I lost my place. I'm just gonna have to jump in where I'm at. The Sounders are in the finals. Yes, they are. What do you think about that? I think it's really cool. I am not. I am not even remotely a soccer fan, so it's hard for me to even get excited about anything soccer related. But the fact that the Sounders are, I guess, the equivalent of the Super Bowl of soccer of the MLS, I think that's awesome, and there's a chance they might play here. So I'm very happy for Seattle Sounders and all the soccer fans. I'm just not one to really get into it, but I'm extremely happy for them. I think it's great that that's happening. That what's happening with the Huskies and our Seahawks. It's pretty exciting. What do I think of Jermaine Kerr's performance in the last few games? Darth Nader wants to know. That's a good question. There are times when Kerr, I love the guy, local guy, Husky and all that, but there are sometimes I feel like he could do some better route running, get better separation. I mean, he's pretty decent at catching the ball, but it's his route running that sometimes I have concerns about. But the guy finds a way to make money catches in the most craziest of times. So it's hard to ignore that when he has been so clutch in certain moments of certain games. So hopefully he can step it up because we need him to. Every receiver needs to step it up. Are you planning on making any more music or hype videos? Yes, I am. I've got the one I got to do from my visit at Mountain View uh, Elementary School and View Ridge. Sorry, middle school and View Ridge Elementary School. But yes, and definitely if we make the postseason, I'm planning on making more. Takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time, so it's not easy to squeeze the time to make it. But I am going to do my best for sure. When's my birthday? Trevor L wants to know. My birthday is September 19th. In case you want to know for next time. Uh, Anthony D, am I sick? I am. I've been battling. If you guys have been following me, you've been hearing my voice, and it's not just because I've been screaming at games, but I've been battling this cold, which has turned into bronchitis. So it's been like a month. This is the worst stretch I've had in a long time. Who me? So, do you think the Seahawks should go up tempo more often on offense? I've often wanted to see the Seattle Seahawks do that. Like just come out of the gates and just go into like a hurry up mode, just to see what happens. See if we can just kind of spark something. I would love to see that. I still would love to see it just to shake it up a little bit because sometimes we get such a slow start. So sick of the slow starts. And maybe if that's one we can just jump out and get uh, you know, a quick 7 points and just bam down the field. I'd love to see that. Let's see. Hey, there he is, Sports Live in the ATL. I think you tried to call me just now. There, David. Playoffs: Falcons 48, Seahawks 20. Oh, you're already putting scores up already. I see. I'm just gonna kind of look and see if that game happens first, but one thing at a time, my friend. One thing at a time. Danzard, shout out to you, my friend. Thanks for watching. Colin Flynn, Seahawks. I'm sorry if I'm missing a lot of these comments. It's like the thing just jumps down. All of a sudden, it's like pages up. So it jumped again. Okay. Who do you think will win the starting job for running back? Oh, it's Rawls' job. It's Rawls' job. It's his to lose. So hopefully he can get healthy and just kind of catch his stride. He will get better, and I think catch fire right at the most important time, which is playoff time, baby. How did me and my wife meet? Zachary Wilburn. That's a long story, but I guess to keep it short, my aunt and my wife's sister were friends, and they set us up, and that was 16 years ago. Okay, Drew, Nate, and Coop, come to Sunrise Elementary, please. Okay, I'll look into it. Sunrise Elementary. Uh, Alex RDS, do I like the Cowboys? Come on now. My brother-in-law likes the Cowboys. It's annoying. Uh, Daniel Kirk wants to know if I moved to a different team state, would I change teams? Heck no. I don't think I will be leaving, but if I did, I would still be a Seahawks fan. I'm not going to become a Rams fan if I move to LA or something. Bricio Reyes, hope to see you again at training camp next year. I'll be there. Prince or MJ? Ooh, Andrew Presley. That's tough. I love both of them. I would probably have to just edge Prince just because the guy is so talented musically. Was so talented musically. But they both had a major influence on music in my life. Jade Medina, what's up? Crystal Mitchell, OMG, take care of yourself. Thank you. Sports Live and the ATL Falcons own Seahawks. Falcons owns it. Dude, what have you been drinking? Robert Vandermeer, I'm a subscriber and watch your videos. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. Dale James, who annoys you the most on the team? Who annoys me the most on the team? Are we talking about which Seahawk annoys me the most? Christian Michael used to annoy me big time. He's gone now, but he annoyed me less when he came back because he was better at certain things. But for a while there, he would drive me crazy. So many little things that he would do. MM Gaming 1705 with a Jaguar logo. Shout out to you, buddy. When will you become a plant? What are you talking about, Game Challenge? Anthony D, did you see my comment about my novel? I did not. I'm sorry. I lost it in the flurry there. Whoa, there he goes. There goes again. Jumping. It's like all of a sudden. I'm trying to catch up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's happening here? Dang. Okay. I'm just going to back up a little bit and try to catch up. Who do I think is better, CJ Procise or Thomas Rawls? Right now, if they were both healthy, I'd say Procise has been the more solid and effective runner, but he's out. So Thomas has got to be the guy. And I think in the end he will be the guy, but Procise will be the guy who will be great on third down and a good switch it up back. How do you think the Richard Sherman versus Calvin Benjamin matchup will be? Well, if Seattle does what they do, I don't think he's going to be following him. So he will probably just play one side, and so he'll get him when he's on his side. But I don't think that he's going to chase him around. But I expect some pretty good matchups in there for sure. We just got to shut him down, or at least limit the damage. If you had to make one trade, what would you trade for, and what would you give up? Whoo, the GOAT 3 with a trick question right there. Mm-mm. Well, I think we were all hoping we were going to make a trade for a defensive or offensive tackle. You know, there were a couple guys that were out there, a guy from Cleveland, and just it was if we could have had it, we could have made it. We'd have to cost some draft picks probably and some money. But if I were to do trade, boy, what would I trade? That's a tough one. That is tough. Wow, you got me stumped on that one. I might have to give up one of our receivers. Um, I can't even think on that one. I would have to just say draft picks and money, but it's hard to think of giving up one of these guys. How about are the injuries affecting the Hawks? Go Hawks from SoCal, says Mr. Great RDSMN. Well, they're affecting him. I think it affected the line. It affects the chemistry of the LOB, and not having Michael Bennett is huge. So I think we will notice when he's back, when these guys are back, how good it's going to feel. Like, oh, there we go. That's what we're talking about. So I want to see more quarterback pressure, and Michael Bennett will bring that. So yeah, that's going to be nice to have back. Do I have Russell Wilson's autograph? No, I do not. I don't do a lot of autographs. I'm not big on the autograph thing. I like to try to get him on camera and talk to him though. Do you feel okay after the cancer? Oh, Gaming Eric plays. You must be asking about my nephew who died of cancer a couple weeks ago. Yeah, thanks for asking. Family is doing okay. For most of us, it's kind of return back to normal life and try to put the emotion behind us. But for his wife and child who have to now live the new norm without their father, that's the challenge for them. So we'll try to be there for them. But thanks for asking. Let's see. Were the Panthers a one-year wonder? Well, they were a two-year wonder because they did make the playoffs the previous year and they got to the Super Bowl this year. But if you're saying are they one-year wonder going to the Super Bowl? Yes. The Clayton Hughes, can I get a shout out for living in Arizona but still rep the Hawks? Love it. All right, Clayton Hughes. Hope you make it out to a game or two while you're out there. Brian Ramirez, the most annoying NFL team is the Broncos. It used to be, especially when they were in the AFC West. Um, Whoa, there he goes, jumping again. Let's see, where are we here? Just gonna go back a few and see where we're at here. Okay, the Goat 3 stumped Norb. You stumped me, man. I had not thought of that one. That's a good one. It's just hard, man. It's hard to think, what would actually leverage enough and what would you be willing to give up? It's a good one. Uh, Alex Explosion. Do you think the Seahawks will go to the Super Bowl and why? Kind of answered that already. Yes, I think they will. I think we will hold on to the number 2 seed, which means we just have to get past Dallas. And even if we have to play Dallas in Dallas, I think we can do it. We've done it before. And the Cowboys are due for a loss here. It's going to happen. And the question is when. And why not the NFC Championship? How long have I been a Mr. Butter? How long have I been a Seahawks fan? I talked about that earlier. 1979, I'd say, is when I really jumped in and got all in on the Seahawks. Brian Ramirez, I think the Patriots might get to the Super Bowl. Yes, them or the Raiders. I'm kind of a coin flip on those two. Gaming Eric plays. Jermaine Kearse or Doug Baldwin? Doug Baldwin, man. One, because he's awesome, runs great routes, smart, and he's half Filipino. He's Filipino like me. Do I ever go fishing? Andrew Yang Fishing wants to know. No, I'm sorry, I do not. Just wasn't in the family. We don't hunt. We don't fish. Sorry, it's not our thing. Seahawks on the rise 135. What do you think about Jermaine's situation? A lot of fans turning on him because of his drops. Yeah, he's got some things to work on, but he can turn it around, make one big, huge clutch catch, and everyone will forgive him for it. Delta Squad, you speak another language? I speak Filipino. Actually, I understand Tagalog. I never really grew up speaking it, so I speak a little bit. I studied Spanish in high school, so I understand and speak a little bit of that, but actually speak Japanese because I lived in Japan for a year during my junior year of high school. So, in fact, I'll be going there in the spring because we're having a reunion of my exchange program. So I'm looking forward to visiting the Japan. I haven't been there in a long time. Oh, what do the Hawks have to do to beat the Panthers? Aditya Varadan. Varadan. What do the Hawks have to do to beat the Panthers? Well, in a word, tight end Greg Olson must stop him. He single-handedly practically beat us when they came to the clink last year, and so we're going to have to stop that this year. Other than that, pressure on the quarterback. Cam Newton will turn the ball over when he's pressured. That's what we got to do. Kenny D, Norb, what is your pregame ritual? Well, I put on the face paint, put on my NorbCam jersey, put on my green hair. I take the train. I drive out to the train station over in South Seattle, meet up with Mark or my dad, or go with my dad, depending if they're going to the game. And then head over to the stadium. I get my pregame hot dog, and then I work my way in. That's pretty much the routine. Oh, and then when I get in the stadium, I usually go to the club and mingle around there with some of the regulars, and then head up to the game. That's my usual path going pregame before the game starts. Colin Dardis Vlogs, do you think Sherman is the best back in the league, cornerback? I assume you're asking. I'm going to say, because I'm biased, I'm sure if I was on another team, I'd say he's not. But since he's ours, I'm going to say yes. I believe he is. He doesn't get thrown to that much. And yes, every once in a while, he will give up a play here or there, like he did to Mike Evans. But for the most part, I trust in him and would have him on my side 24/7 any day of the week. Seattle Seahawks, bro. Who's your favorite Walking Dead character? Just watched that. Got caught up last night. Um, oh, uh, shoot. I'm so bad with the names. I always say that one dude. Dude with the crossbow. He's my favorite character. What's his name? Daryl. Daryl's great. Uh, GZSW Sports 54 Norb. I saw Devin Smith at Chipotle and saw Gangry David at the Jets versus Patriots game. That's cool. It's cool. Seeing fans of other teams hanging. That's cool. Let's see. Pudgy eighth grader. Nice name. Besides the Cowboys, what playoff team do you think poses the biggest threat to the Seahawks? Um, the Atlanta Falcons are definitely a threat. I'd say they're probably the team I would fear the most. I don't worry about. I'm not worried about the Giants, Vikings, or the Lions. So I'd say the Falcons because they are one good offensive team, and you catch them on the wrong day and they could tear you up. Okay, I'm skipping some of the questions that I've already answered, so I apologize for that. Um, excuse me. Chad Seahawks for life. Are you going to the Super Bowl if we make it this year? Oh man, the tickets to MetLife in the Super Bowl 48 that we won were reasonable. The Arizona Super Bowl 49 was crazy expensive. We're talking thousands of dollars, and I have no idea what it's going to be this year. But if it's higher again, I don't know if I can afford to go. But I would just keep my fingers crossed that I could be in that lottery and maybe win the tickets. That would be awesome because then it's not a bad deal at all to go. But yes, I would love to. And if I don't go to the game, I will probably travel down to Houston and just party down there if I can't. But let's get there first, all right? Then we'll worry about that. Do you think the Seahawks will go to the Super Bowl? And hello from Everett, Washington. Yes, we're already talking about planning to make the trip, but yes, I do believe. I'm confident that they will. How do I feel about Tyler? Wow, where to go? How do I feel about where to go? Where to go? Dang, the thing really jumps. I think what happens is a certain number of comments go, and if I'm going too slow, the whole thing just pages up big time. Wow, it really went down fast. Sorry, guys. It's hard to answer questions with some content and then, you know, not keep up because there's so many questions being, thrown down the line here. Well, I'm gonna have to by memory. The question was what I think about Tyler Lockett and Paul Richardson. Uh, I love Tyler Lockett. He's a great return guy. Unfortunately, kickoffs are becoming extinct, and it frustrates the heck out of me because I was one of my favorite parts of the game. So Tyler Lockett's kick return skills are not being put to use because it's just not happening as much. But he's still a good threat as a punt returner. He runs great routes. He had a tough game on Sunday, but I hope he continues to evolve as a receiver. I was hoping he'd evolve more than he has, but I do hope he continues to because I think he's a awesome, awesome guy, and his potential is really huge. Paul Richardson on the other side, I'm a little disappointed, to be honest with you. When he's made catches, they've been pretty great. And I don't know if it's just the fact that he's just not targeted that much, but I was really hoping that him and Lockett would really stretch the field, and we just haven't done it as often as I would like to see. So maybe, maybe we can get a few more long targets. But the problem is to throw long, you got to have time. And Russell just hasn't had a lot of time because of the quarterback pressure. So, you got to have one, you got to have the other. So we'll see if they can get that worked out. Repping the Seahawks from Harrisonburg, Virginia, Paul Hanna. Uh, where am I here? Did you know that we lost two games and one tie and didn't score? Yes, I know that those. We've had three games where we haven't scored a touchdown this year, and yeah, that's ugly, and we can't have that happen anymore, for sure. Sparsh Saraya, do you think Seahawks will be Oakland in the Super Bowl? Yes, I'd love to see them play Oakland and beat them. Yes, that would be a blast. Michael Theskater, Del Rivas, or Darrell Rivas or Richard Sherman. Oh, no question, Richard Sherman. Darrell Rivas is, I think, kind of on the downside of his career, to be honest with you. David Slita, keep spewing your Falcons talk here. You need to make the play. We got to get in the playoffs first. Let's see. What team do I think will fall to the Browns? Well, let's just look here. I got to see what the Browns' schedule is. Let's see who's gonna who are the Browns gonna lose to? Where's their freaking schedule? Cleveland Browns. Well, I don't want to waste your guys' time looking this up. I'll look it up later. Let's see. What else we got? Cam or Earl? Ooh, those two are like a two-headed monster. You need Earl for his free safety coverage, and I love Cam because of what he epitomizes. I think in the long run, I'll say this: Earl will be in the league longer than Cam will. So I'll leave it at that. Earl Thomas will be around longer than when the sad day that comes when Cam Chancellor is no longer Seahawk. Earl Thomas will still be one. What is your least favorite team in the NFL? Ooh, that's a good question. It kind of varies from year to year, but I think if you just go by you hear the name and it gets your blood boiling. Steelers, Panthers, Patriots, recently Cardinals. So I cheated. I kind of said four teams right there. But yeah, those four. Oh, and did I say Cowboys? Throw Cowboys into that mix too. My brother-in-law. Um, Wilson versus Brady or Wilson versus Prescott? Richard Buteau wants to know. I'm not sure the question. Who wins in both those matches? Well, Wilson beat Brady last time, and Wilson versus Prescott. Well, got to go with my boy Wilson, of course. Mr. Butter, do you think we can go undefeated for the rest of the games? Yes, I'm counting on it. I'm counting on it, and the schedule's played out favorably that we can, but it's not going to be easy. Alex Explosion, hello from Everett. What's up north? Tim Birch, what's my favorite dish during Hawks games? Wow. I don't really have a favorite dish. I'm not that routine because every viewing situation is different. If I'm in the games, I'm just usually eating snacky stuff or hot dogs or something. But if I'm watching at a bar, it's going to be you know, some kind of bar food, pizza or wings or something like that. Chips, you know. Let's see. What other questions you guys have for me here that I haven't seen yet? Will I make more live stream videos? I think I will. This was fun, and again, this is my first time doing it. I hope I'm doing this. You guys are responding, so obviously I must be doing something right. But yeah, it's kind of fun. I enjoy this interaction. I've done this on Facebook. I do this on Facebook during the games, but it's my first time to do it on YouTube. This is pretty cool. Uh, Edwin Fuertes. OMG, you missed mine. Don't do this. Number one fan. Notice me. Okay, there you go, Edwin Fuertes. I did not ignore you, but sometimes my thing gets thrown off. Oh, it's the Blink Dynasty. 28-24 forever. Can always count on that. Can always count on the 28-24 forever boy to show up and do his thing. And I'm fine with that. You just keep bringing up the past. What else we got here? Russell Hustles 3. I wish you could still record the games like you did. Yeah, I know. I did. I loved being able to put the plays with the games, but YouTube put the kibosh on that one. So, it is what it is. Who do you think is better, Deshaun Shedd or Byron Maxwell? Ooh, Byron Maxwell, when we had him in our system, he was good. And I just don't know. He hasn't really flourished on his own outside, and I think a lot of it has to do with Byron. The thing about a secondary is it's hard to just isolate one guy because the secondary operates as a unit. So when you put four guys like we had together, uh, then they're really good. And that year went to the Super Bowl with Maxwell, Chancellor, Thomas, and Sherman. That was a really good quartet of secondary guys. So Maxwell was great. I really liked him when we had him. If I could go back and equate everything, I'd take him over Deshaun Shedd by a hair. Excuse me. This cough sucks. Did you try any Carolina barbecue when we were at the NFC divisional game in Charlotte last year? I did, actually. We went to a local joint, and I forget the name of it, but we met some nice lady Panther fans out there. But they were, all the fans we met were very kind, very hospitable, had a lot of good times. But yes, we had some awesome barbecue after the game. So the one thing that made the loss not so bad um, was our little you know hangout afterwards. It was pretty fun, and the food was delicious. Yes. 49ers Stadium is dope, says Brian Ramirez. I'll go there one of these days. Um, I just heard it's not very loud. It used to be, I think Candlestick was a much more loud place than it is now, from what I hear. But I heard technically and all that, amenities wise, that the stadium is pretty amazing. Okay. Seahawks, bro, do you have a job besides YouTube? Oh, I would have to because I certainly don't make enough money on YouTube to make this a job. This is really for the passion and love of my team. Uh, I am actually a video film. I am a filmmaker by trade. So my company is called Quantum Productions, and we do commercial uh, and marketing film work around town and for companies in and out of the state. So that is what I do, and the Seahawks thing just kind of rolled in as part of that. So yeah, that's what I do. Would you like to visit Russia? Garrick Gaming Eric Plays says, yes, someday I would like to. I'm hoping to visit all continents someday. But yes, I would love to. Dang, Russell Wilson, someone get this annoying ass bandwagon Pats fan out of here. Jason Christensen, I know it's a bit early to be talking about the draft, but what position do you think that we need to improve at? Hmm. Um, well, I guess if you look at the needs right now, obviously the easy target is the offensive line. I think we need to explore the running back position depth wise. I have a feeling Alex Collins is just not working out like they hoped he would. And I don't know. We don't know what we have in Tremaine Pope yet. I mean, I think they brought him back a little bit of an emergency situation, but long term, I think we are looking at Rawls and Procise, but we need another back for depth. Okay, let's see here. Can I get a shout out because I'm a big Hawks fan in Korea? Jacob Lim 825. Wow, I think you got the award for the furthest distance tuning into this. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Okay, I see that some of you guys are getting into a whole big discussion. Sleeta and a bunch of guys talking about receivers and stuff. You guys can have your little chat. I'll just kind of keep going through here. Frisco 2K, thank you for watching. You are from Germany. That's cool. And you're half Filipino. How awesome is that? My dad actually speaks German because he stayed there for several months in his post college days before he moved to the United States. So my dad is a big, has German culture early influence there. What Alejandro G with a good question here. What changes would I do if I were the NFL commissioner? I'm kind of with Sherman. He had some pretty good. He's been pretty outspoken about his feelings, but I think they need to let the players have some fun. I mean, yeah, we have enough rules in there about what you can't do off the field, what you can't eat, what you can't take, what you can't, your conduct, code of conduct. But I think players should be allowed to express themselves on the field, whether it's wearing cleats of a certain way or having a little bit of fun on the end zone, dunking the ball. I mean, what's the big deal? What's the harm in that anyway? And if guys showboat too much, I mean, to me it's like, well, if you showboat too much, to me that's the other team has got to shut them up by knocking them to the ground. So I don't have a problem with that. I mean, I hated Newton with his whole last season doing the dab and the dancing and the posing for pictures and all that stuff. But I hated it in a way that I liked the rivalry buildup. It made me want to beat them that much more, which is why this game meets so much more on the Sunday revenge night. Even though there's really not much at stake for the Panthers, it's not like they're the division leaders or anything, but because of what I remember from last year and what they did to us, that's what adds to the rivalry. You want to see, you know, people who carry themselves like that to kind of get their just. You know what I'm saying? All right. What city other than Seattle would you accept us playing a home game in? Andrew Presley. What city other than Seattle would you accept us playing a home game in? Not sure I understand the question. What other city would I want to have a home game in? I mean, Seattle is home, unless you're talking about would I want them to play in Mexico City or in England. Uh, I wouldn't want that to be a home game because that means I'm losing one of my home games, and it has to be, it's played somewhere else. So if that's what you meant, uh, I would rather play an out-of-state game, as a visiting team. Don't know if that's what you meant. Um, Control R. Norb, did Mike Evans deserve an offensive pass interference where Richard Sherman gave up the touchdown? I don't know. I watched that a couple times, and I didn't see anything egregious there. It seemed like Sherman was saying he was grabbed maybe here, and I did see a little push off, but I didn't really see anything that made me go, "Oh man, that's major pass interference, offensive pass interference." So I can't say that I thought he got, that he did. He did definitely get a little nudge of separation on that, and I think they just let him play. And for me, I would rather the refs call it loose and let the offense and the defense have a little bit more physicality, that rather than throwing a flag on every single time someone gets breathed on the wrong way. But as long as they call it even, that's all I want. As long as it's even, none of this calling on one team and the other team doesn't get any calls. All right, continuing on. I've got a few more minutes left. I was planning to go for about an hour. It's like I got like 4 or 5 minutes left. Seahawks bro, is Des Bryant and Aaron Rodgers overrated? Uh, I don't think Aaron Rodgers is overrated. I just think it kind of reminds me a little bit of what Carson Palmer, how they started off. But they're starting to pick up some momentum here, which is a little scary because we got to play them in a few weeks. So I hope I hope that Aaron Rodgers doesn't find his stride, but he's good, and Des Bryant is good. He's just a little bit of a diva, a little bit of a ball hog, but then all the best receivers are. So he's good too. Overrated. That's a tough one to say, but they managed to win without him. So if that's what the definition of being overrated is, can you win without the guy? Yeah, they can. But he's a good player. I'm not gonna take away from him. Sleeta, you should be worried. Yeah, yeah, right, right. Who do you think should be the MVP if the Seahawks win the Super Bowl? Sorry for asking again. Oh, well, you got to see the game. You know, the MVP is determined by how a player performs in the game. Now, if Russell throws for 300, 3 touchdowns, and rushes for 75, yeah, that's MVP right there. I'd love to see that. Um, you think Brady should have got a 10-game suspension instead of four? I don't know. I'm so over that thing now. I just think what I didn't like about it is just how long it took for the suspension to be enacted. This season at the beginning versus sometime like earlier when it could have helped us more. Gum versus candy, which one? Gotta survive with the gum. Gum is the lifesaver. Oh, there goes jumping again. All right, I got about 3 minutes left. Uh, Ali Hassan, do you think that injuries will make our game against the Panthers a competition? By the way, I live in Northgate, and I know where that is. I used to live close to there. Um, I think it'll be close no matter what. Panthers are still a talented team and dangerous team their if they get things rolling. So injuries are gonna just make it even that much more competitive. Yes, but I still think we edge them. We still win that game. Oh, what happened to it? It jumped again. All these people keep saying I'm ignoring them. I'm not ignoring you. I just can't get to all these questions. If there's one guy in the Seahawks that would leave, who would you think would? Notice me. This is a good question from Alex Treviso. If there's one guy in the Seahawks that would leave, hmm. Well, Michael Bennett has been outwardly expressive about his unhappiness with his contract, and so uh, I think this is the time he has to get paid. With a year being coming up here and a year left on his contract. So hopefully they negotiate and make him happy. But I could see him leaving if he wants too much, and the Seahawks don't want to pay him. But that would be a shame because he's so good. Zach, oh, we are 1 hour. I'm gonna add three more questions. This is a good one. USA, USA. Who are the most annoying fans in the NFL? Don't ignore me, Norb. I will not be ignored. Uh, Fatal Attraction, for those of you who've seen that movie. Um, who are the most annoying fans? Wow. I'd have to just say the Patriots fans because I don't really look to find annoying fans, nor do I really engage in trash talking to see, and get tested. But I think just from my views of the comments on here and wherever I see it, I just see the Patriots fans are the ones who invite themselves in and say, "Hey, look, I'm here. I'm going to remind you about the score of two Super Bowls ago." Uh, they're the only ones who do that. So I'd have to say they're the most annoying fans, just from my YouTube experience. You know who I'm talking about out there. Why the name NorbCam? Oh, I should actually mention when the Bucks game. It was actually the Bucks game in 2013 was the first time I recorded a quote NorbCam game reaction video, and I did it because we came back and won that game after being down 20-0, and I decided to post it on a whim on YouTube just to see what kind of reactions I'd get, and just for grins, I just called it NorbCam. You know, sounded good. I didn't give it much thought. I just thought, oh, this is my cam. I'm Norb. Called it NorbCam, and that just stuck, and that's where it came from. Um, oh, there it goes, jumping again. I guess I'm at the end now. I'm sorry, Anthony. I did not get to see about your novel. I'll have to review that later. Sorry. Uh, Norb, every time you go to the stadium, is it super loud? Canonus OP Gaming HD. Yeah, it is loud, and I put earplugs in, and you probably noticed if you see my game reaction videos because I don't want to have hearing loss. I already have some hearing issues in this ear already, and I certainly don't want to make it worse. So yeah, that's why I wear earplugs. And when I take them off, or when I forget to put them in, I get quickly reminded of how loud it is in there. So yes, it is very loud. All right, one more that I got to sign off. Oh, what question? What question? What question? And thank you guys. I want to thank you again for tuning in. This is my first time doing this, and just judging by the number of people tuning in, this has been awesome. So thank you guys for making this a fun first experience. Um, what are my thoughts about the Packers and Seahawks game? Well, I had chalked that one up as a loss, and I said earlier I think that we have a much better chance that the Packers are a little more vulnerable looking now than they were before this season unfolded. However, they had a nice win over the Eagles last night, and they do look to be catching a little bit of a groove. So I just think they're more beatable than I thought they were. But I mean, I don't think, except maybe the 49er game, I think every game for the rest of the way is going to be tough, even though the records aren't that great for all the remaining teams. Um, Panthers, Packers, Cardinals, 49ers. Who am I missing? Rams. The Rams. I mean, it's like I don't understand the Rams. They lose to everybody else, but for some reason they beat us. They just got our number somehow. So that game scares me. That game definitely scares me. Dab, 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 dab. What is all this dab, dab, dab stuff? I ain't dabbing on camera. No, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. That's a Cam Newton thing. I ain't gonna do it. But man, you guys are crazy. All you guys asking for it. Okay, thank you guys. I'm gonna sign off now. I will do this again. Maybe I'll do this as a weekly thing because I enjoyed it thoroughly. You guys are awesome. Thanks again. If you guys haven't subscribed, please do. It means a lot as a YouTuber, and ensures that you'll get videos from me anytime I make a new one. So hope you'll do that, and yeah, just keep watching, stay cool, and go Hawks. See you next time.